With Rhett back in the game and PartinG having confirmed, both players have said good luck, have fun, good game, and it's time to go on to the second match of the final Group D here at the Red Bull Battlegrounds tournament. It is Liquid Rhett versus Star-Tailed PartinG.
I'm excited to see Rhett's play. I'm just gonna probably copy it later on, test it out. see how it works.
I mean, it's undeniably true that he is just an extremely good player. I mean, Liquid Rhett in the bottom right corner, spawning as the red Zerg, and up in the top left as the blue Protoss, it is Star-Tailed PartinG. Now, what do you think about the fact that, PartinG has seen that Rhett has taken out a lot of big Koreans at tournaments. He's been a huge threat for, a lot of the Koreans going to MLGs and to IPLs and these types of things. Does this thing factor into their consideration or respect for him at the very least?
I think right now, the way it is you know if a player's good, you know if a player isn't that good. And really, everyone should know that Rhett can take a game off of anyone.
Yeah.
So I guess you could almost consider him an honorary Korean in this situation.
I mean, but is there any sort of fragility? I mean, in terms of like their view, do they ever think, well, he's just another foreigner? They always will have some big weakness. I mean, I know Rhett has just continued to perform well, but has also kind of had some surprising foibles against some, I guess I would say lesser foreign players.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that feel, I guess. I don't know, I'm a foreigner. I can just imagine what they're thinking. It's probably something like, we're all pretty good at this, and Rhett's pretty good at this too. Let's play a good game. I don't know. That's where I'm at. What do you think? What's your decision?
Well, I mean, it's interesting to me because there's so much buzz about a lot of the foreign players, as now foreign players' names have come up. Rhett, Stefano have come up in a lot of the Brood War Pros interviews. I've been hearing a lot about them, and that's just an interesting buzz with Liquid Rhett. Liquid Rhett.
Oh, there's no way we can blame him. Just.
Yes. See, I gave him the wicked hang in there, Rhett.
Yes, that worked well.
Him a little bit.
You did that nicely. That's why we need casters like you.
And PartinG manages to throw down the pylon at the front.
Yep, that's really important, getting that down. And really, if you look at that probe, it had one more hit at one point, and it's risky to throw down that pylon when you're that close to death.
And there's PartinG throwing down another pylon. He does not want a single pylon to go down, or a single expansion to go down in the slightest, and even got to go Nexus first after all of that.
Yeah, and if you'll notice, PartinG's already forced Rhett to get, 3 times more circlings than he did last game, the early point, and this is pretty important. It's definitely a trade-off to get Zerg to make these units instead of drones, and anything that keeps Rhett away from drones is usually pretty nice. What do you think of PartinG's opening here, where he went Nexus first, throw down these pylons, and is going like this?
Well, I'm always a little concerned when a Protoss is getting that late of a gateway, because so many of the early timings that really mess with a 3 basing player do revolve around getting that gateway down around 3:15 to 3:30. And when it's getting more and more and more delayed by these pylons, I mean, even if you do get it down at 3:15, then you're building these 2 assimilators, and then you're having to wait, and you're having to make sure that you don't cut probes like this. We see the probes actually being cut a little bit by PartinG. I mean, it's just so fragile. And there we already see the cybernetics core going down about 30 seconds late. So, I don't know. It depends if PartinG goes passive and takes his third. That makes a little more sense to me. But if he tries to do any aggressive 2-base timing, I'm going to kind of be like, PartinG.
Yep, there's something interesting here. PartinG is actually playing kind of really risky. When the Zerg gets those 6 Zerglings, you need to force Protoss to feel a little bit afraid. You want them to think, I need to make a Zealot, I need to finish my wall, or at least have a probe walling off that area. And right now, PartinG's kind of taking the risk of, it's Rhett maybe, he probably won't run in here, and it's working out, it's paying off for him, so we're in a pretty good situation. I would say it's about even from this point.
So it does look like PartinG is now chrono boosting out that first Stalker. Always good in terms of a big map control style. Liquid Rhett looks like has not taken any gas geysers yet, is continuing to delay. And I'm always a little worried when the gas geysers haven't gone down at around 6:30.
Yeah, there's basically this, like 46, this is fine. Especially against this sort of thing with the two gas of PartinGs coming up. Once he saw them coming up, he's really just kind of chill out and, you know, be relaxed from this point of view. So now he's just taking 3 gas to kind of make up for that lull in having gas. And, you know, we're just going to see a macro game. This can't be a huge surprise, huh?
Well, I mean, with this robotics facility going down this early, I wonder again, I mean, I brought this up a couple of times in the tournament. We still haven't seen it. It is the big 3 Immortal push.
You think?
I mean, we were talking a little bit about it beforehand, that's become increasingly popular.
Yeah. But PartinG's awesome. He wouldn't do it, would he? Well, I guess we'll see.
We do have some of those gateways hidden up at the back. Looks like he's going for a standard 4 gate.
Yep. Maybe we'll see it. He's chronoing out that Immortal, and it's looking like you were right.
And now we see Liquid Ret finally going into the big macro mode. This is a really late Roach Warren Evo chamber. I mean, it's way past the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, and Ret got up to 55 drones here, and if you know, do this sort of thing where you just keep going up to almost 60 drones without knowing for sure what your opponent's doing, you leave yourself vulnerable to a lot of attacks. The thing, though, is you just have to stop at some point, even if you don't know what's going on, and make units. You can't be too risky, and especially with these 3 Immortals, like you said, Ret's really gonna have to cut units. He can't really take all of his gas and fill them up with this build.
And this, I actually think PartinG is just saying, you know what, I'm against a foreigner. He will not be able to hold off this attack because he is a standard player and would have to play nearly perfectly to defend this exact push. Once Immortal number 3 gets started, oh man, is there going to be a huge push? No, he is going to cut that 3rd Immortal and instantly go for the Warp Prism to make sure that he can have a huge amount of reinforcements coming into this attack.
Interestingly enough, PartinG killed one of his own probes because he was supply blocked, and then he started making the Warp Prism. So, and recently I've been talking a lot with Ret, and this is one of the builds that he's been having a lot of problems with, this Immortal timing push. And I was trying to tell him, what you do is you build spines up in your main. You hold that ramp up there, and, well, everything else, it doesn't matter. But while you're holding that area, you take all of your units, rally all of your units that you're making, and you just go to his natural base. You can't hold here. And Ret's trying to hold. This is going to be really tough, almost impossible, as long as PartinG plays it right.
Oh, and there is the Warp Prism going down the backup pylon just in case. And it looks like Ret trying to pick off any kind of pylon coming from multiple sides, trying to exploit all those sentries by using up all their energy. And there he is moving forward, target firing the sentries. And if Ret manages to take down this attack in a head-on front attack, I will be blown away. Nice slice right there by PartinG. But due to that engagement, the sentries are starting to dwindle a little bit in the energy.
Yeah, this is still fine. This is what PartinG wants. He wants to kind of whittle down the roaches. He hasn't lost that many sentries. And Ret here, on the other hand, you know, is a really tough thing to deal with to keep your injects. But he's doing really nice.
Wow.
But, yeah,
just a sickening push timing.
Yeah, you really just can't engage this. You have to go for the counter. But maybe Ret's going to prove me wrong.
We're
going to have to see it.
Continuing to stream in. It looks like some nice micro by PartinG, lifting and unloading the brutal big Warp Prism Immortal push, rearing its head here in the Group D match. And it looks like PartinG has managed to shove Liquid Ret back to his home base.
Yeah, the last hope Ret's going to have is he's going to have to pull all of his drones at one point to hold this. And PartinG he has the lead. He has control of this game. And I don't know. I don't think Ret can come back from this.
A brilliant bottleneck right there. Liquid Ret now trying to charge through, getting all those drones to the front. But without the Roach reinforcement, there's going to be almost nothing that Ret can do. A simple push, but a powerful push indeed. And PartinG takes a clean win.
Yep, Ret just didn't do the cool thing. Didn't listen to me, but he's Ret. He'll find some cool way to beat it back the next game, I'm sure.
And, you know, I will say that is the smallest map that is in the map pool.
That's very true.
I mean, technically Entombed Valley might be a little bit closer, but it is a 4-player map. There is that sort of luck, how do you spawn element. But now that Ret has managed to get to the second game, we'll have that map choice. No doubt my eyes will choose Daybreak, unless he has another map that he likes to choose when he's behind.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. I would have to guess. He probably, Daybreak.
Yep, Daybreak is the
good
choice.
macro map.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on Daybreak. Now, I mean, in the most recent versions of Daybreak, that center expansion does have 6 minerals and 1 gas, but there is the latter map that has the 8 minerals and 2 gas at the front expansion. Do you have any opinion on which one you prefer?
Well, against the Protoss or a Terran, they can take that pretty easily and then be advancing towards you. So you want it to not have very much. Because as a Zerg, you can be comfortable taking all 4, you know, in the vertical sense. And they can even take the center one. Not too big of a deal if you're a Zerg. But the Terran, you really don't want to give them that many mineral patches easy. So the smaller one is better. Even with Protoss, you want to keep them from mineral patches. Make them take the far away, difficult one.
And I mean, even right now, with PartinG only being really able to take those 4 bases on his left with those 2 guys, there's the center one a little bit more easy to defend. And you know, with that